the deal, y'all? It's your boy Zay Too Real, and we live with Holy Vibe. We got a special guest, Mr. RaShaun. I'm saying your name right?
Yeah, RaShaun.
RaShaun. See, I didn't say it right, but with RaShaun, it's an honor to have you on the show, bro. It's been a long time coming. Prophet Dre, my big bro Dre, he told me about you a while ago, and he was like, "You got to get him on your podcast." But I had to wait for the right time, and I know this is the right time right here, man. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well, brother. I'm blessed.
That's good. That's good. How you enjoying California so far?
Man, nothing like it. It's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Nothing like LA.
That's That's good. That's good. So I seen that you just released a new song and a new music video.
Right.
Can you let us know the name of this new song and what it was inspired by?
So the name of my new record is called Miss You. It was inspired by events that transpired March 12th, 2015. It's the day that my grandpa, he known as Pops, passed.
Yeah.
And so March 12th that morning, I was woken up by my brother, and like something was just wrong. And so I went up to my grandparents' house, and I had found my grandpa there. He was just laying in the kitchen, unresponsive.
Yeah, I'm sorry
gone
about that.
Hey, appreciate it.
So just by listening to the song, it sounds like he had a huge impact on your life.
Oh, 100%.
Well, what was that like? Why did he have a huge impact on your life?
Man, he had such a huge impact on my life because I'm from Georgia. I'm from a small town in Georgia, and we grew up on the same plot of land. So my mom, she had me when she was 19. So just her being young when she had me, my grandparents, they pretty much took me in so, my mom could adjust to new life as a mom and work and school life balance and all that. So I was pretty much, I lived with my grandparents for like the first 6 months of my life. So my pops, he taught me everything. Everything that I am today is because of him.
So he because you call him your pops, and in the song, I actually thought that you was talking about your biological father that passed away, because I heard you say, because I heard you say, and I started to like question, because when you said, you was thinking about calling your moms, and then you mentioned your granny, and I was like, like, so was this his biological father that passed away, or was this like his grandfather that passed away?
Yeah, my grandfather's my mom's dad. R.P. Pops, Robbie Ray Burns.
So what? Now on this show we keep it raw and real. So I'm gonna ask questions that like it's gonna be up in the business, and if it's too far, you let me know and I'll back up. But this show is just to help other people. Where was your biological father at?
He was at work in Snellville. So it's Gwinnett County. So my biological dad, he was at work as well. But the situation at the time, I had just came back home because I was getting ready to move back out to the city of Atlanta. And so my grandpa, he had helped me move from Atlanta back to my hometown in Franklin County. Like it was just 2 weeks prior. So I was getting ready to move back out, and it's just one of them things that I think about a lot, because that night, like I said, we lived on the same piece of land. So when I went up to that house that the night before, I didn't go down to see him in his bedroom.
Yeah.
I didn't go speak to him. I was just like, I'll see Pops in the morning. Not knowing that, that day would have been the last day that I ever saw him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when that morning came, so much had transpired because he was watching my little cousins.
Yeah.
So at the time, there may be like 4 to 5 years old at most. My grandpa was looking after them. because their mom was at work and my granny, she had just went out on a field trip with one of my other cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So they had no clue what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they're like, he's just laying here, he's not moving. You know what I'm saying?
How
So
old
that's
was
why
you?
at the time I was 25.
Okay.
So it was 9 years ago.
Oh man. Oh yeah, you was young when he passed away.
Yeah.
Dang. That actually kind of reminds me of when my grandfather passed away. Uh he it was a month before my wedding actually. And I was supposed to the way that me and my wife got married, I when I laid eyes on her, I instantly knew like, you my wife.
Right.
Like we finna get married, you know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna get married in a short amount of time. And we got married in 4 months within like meeting each other. Not everybody's story is like that. I don't condone it, but that was just me and her story. But and it wasn't because we were trying to rush and have sex like that. That was not the thing at all. I wouldn't marry anybody just trying to have sex. I don't condone that, Chondo. But
Yeah, bro.
I I had I was supposed to take my fiance at the time to go meet my grandfather, and I decided to. It was a Sunday after church. I was supposed to go take her to meet my grandfather, but I was like, you know what? Let me drive to go take her to go meet my dad. Then I'll take her to go meet my grandfather on Monday, not knowing that that Sunday night going into Monday, he passed away, and we got the news Monday morning, and I was just like, dang, bruh. Like I knew I should have went to go see him one last time before he went because I didn't expect him to go, but we knew the time was coming. But I was just like, dang, bro, like it hurt me because I was like, dang, I really wanted to see him one last time because I love that. I love my we call him Pawpaw. I love Pawpaw. I love being around him and because he was just so wise and so chill, didn't judge you or nothing like that. So I can for sure relate with you on that one. But
real quick, something similar. So before me and my wife got married, uh, her grandpa was supposed to walk her down the aisle, and
man,
he passed. We got married in September, and he passed in April. So grandparents, they play a major role in our lives and who we are.
yeah, no, big time, big time, big time. My wedding suit was actually based off of how my grandfather dresses, the down to the Stacey Adams
Yeah.
that I wore, the black and white Stacey Adams. It's like it was inspired by him, and he passed away a month, before we walked down the aisle and say I do. But he had a big impact in my life, and he still do. I still love him, but uh yeah, I enjoyed your song, and there's a part in your song where you talked about you guys had a miscarriage. How was uh how was that experience for you?
Man, to be honest, this happened the year after my pops passed.
Oh man.
So it was like a time where you felt like, God, are where you at? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It was a time where I felt like, because in this life, being a father was one of the things that I always wanted. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to, have children of my own. So, and we were trying for so long and nothing, and then to finally have it, and you get to that doctor's appointment, and it's like they can't find the heartbeat.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
what's going on? And so it was probably within like the next 48 hours after that, she miscarried. And we were praying, we were still believing God that like, nah, but that was just one of them times in my life where I still deal with the thought of what could have been. Even though I have three, of my own now.
Yeah.
I got one on and I got one on the way in about 4 weeks. So, it's just one of them things that Man, it's something like you feel like you always want it and it's in arm's reach, but it just, it wasn't God will at the time.
Yeah, facts. My my brother always says that pain is the highest currency in the spirit. We
Mm-hmm.
we endure pain, and when we're going through pain, it's like growing pains.
Yeah,
When
for
you're
sure.
going through something, if you can capture it by the spirit, you can see that, okay, elevation is coming.
Mm-hmm.
God is doing something, and I can either allow this pain to sit me down and hold me back, or I can use this pain as a testimony to help others. I can use this pain to be in the secret place with God and grow. So
Right.
a lot of times I've realized, even in my life, I've had, in order to like elevate and for God to take me to the next level, I had to go through some type of pain, whether it was physical pain or it was emotional pain. I
Mm-hmm.
had to go through some type of pain. And every time that we went through the pain, elevation was right there around the
Yeah.
corner.
Right.
So, you know, I'm sorry for you guys' loss, most definitely, but the testimony that comes behind it is always far greater than the situation that happened before it,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But yeah, so, and then also in your song, I heard you was talking about how, when you was praying for your pops, and you were, it's like you were, I'm paraphrasing, asking God to, heal him, and you was wanting his eyes to open, and it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like you had two events like back to back that was like, God, I'm asking you to make something happen, and it's not happening.
Right.
How did you find yourself still chasing after God? Or did you like kind of veer off for a little bit and then get back on track?
To be honest, after that situation,
Hmm.
um, I had came into like a lump sum of money, so I probably was up about like 25 to 30,000 at the
Hmm.
time. And so, like I said, I was getting ready to move back to the
Yeah.
city,
Yeah.
but within 3 months, I had less than $1,000 in my account, like just from drinking and drugs,
Hmm.
spending it trying to numb the pain.
Yeah.
So, I didn't immediately like just I'm still pursuing after God. Nah, I was hurt, I was angry, I was mad at God for real.
Hmm.
But it came to a point that was like, you doing all of this and you still hurting.
Yeah.
So it was, kind of like the prodigal son. He was always there waiting for me to come back.
Yeah. And bless you with three more kids.
Man.
And you have, what do you have, like girls, boys, girls?
So I have a 13-year-old stepdaughter.
Hmm.
I have a 4-year-old daughter. I have a son that'll be 2 in May. And I have another girl that'll be due in about 4 weeks.
Mm.
Hmm.
Oh, congratulations.
Hey, thank
Congratulations on that. You a girl, you a girl dad
you.
mainly.
Yeah,
You got all girls.
primarily.
How now, question. Now we're gonna be real,
Hmm.
because I got a baby girl, and I'm gonna be real, I was a player. And the
Yeah.
way I used to treat women before I was married, before I had a daughter, my father tells me, be careful how you do things, how you treat your wife, because
Hmm.
how you treat your wife is the man that your daughter marries or is involved with or deals with, they're gonna be like you. So
Right.
if you yelling at your wife, if you cheating on your wife, if you doing certain things to your wife, then you gonna be like, are you okay with your daughter dealing with that?
Hmm.
And man, I wish I would was not out there playing around with women out there, because I don't want nobody doing that to my daughter.
Man,
Lord
listen.
knows, I'm a Christian. I believe in God, but I don't mind giving somebody an early ticket to heaven. Don't
Nah,
play with my child.
of course not. I'm gonna have to ask for forgiveness on that one,
Yeah,
especially when it comes to my babies.
yeah, yeah. Is there certain things that you teach and you try to install into your girls so that there's things that they can watch out for as they get older and, you know, looking at guys?
Man, it's so different. Like right now with my 13-year-old, you know, she's in that age where she wants to, you know, she wants to have a boyfriend, you know, she's interested in
Mm-hmm.
boys. So with her, it's more so instilling um purity
Yeah.
and instilling the fact that what you're feeling, you know, is natural.
Yeah.
You know, we all go through it. You're gonna go through those phases. You're gonna have those hormones, but it's something that you have to keep in mind. You know, we really just had this talk the other day. Like, you want to be able to save yourself for your husband. Like, you don't want to be known as somebody that was just out here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Giving
Mm-mm.
yourself away too early, because you know you're gonna have daughters and you're gonna have sons, and you know the way the world is now. Just being transparent, you know, you're gonna have those questions like that. You know, who did you date before, mom? You know, who were you with? You know,
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Well, with her, I just try to instill purity into her
Yeah.
and letting her know that, you know, hey, your body's not your own. You know, you belong to Christ first. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And for my little ones, I just try to model, you know, you can get everything, you can get anything you want as long as you're doing what you're supposed to from daddy. You know, it
Mm-hmm.
ain't nothing that you can't have within reason. That way, you know, like they say, you know, my daughters, they won't be impressed by what another little raggedy boy got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't
Yeah.
nowhere a man can take her. You know what I'm saying? Really, that where she ain't been, or can give her an experience that I haven't already showed them.
Yeah.
So they'll know what to look for in a man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Facts. I one thing that that my daughter's only 2, so there's certain things I can talk to her. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how you say this? I could talk to her, but she'll listen and she might repeat stuff, but she don't fully understand what daddy
Yeah,
mean when I say this.
yeah.
But I know when she gets older, you know, she's like me. Like, she looked like her mama, but she act exactly like me. And that's the scary part.
Yeah.
And when she gets older, I plan on letting her know, like, you know, I'm gonna be real with you. Having sex is fun. It feels
Mm-hmm.
great.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a good time when you in it, but when you out of it, you know, there's attachments that go home with you, and
Mm-hmm.
then you're wondering, why am I dealing with depression? Why am I
Right.
dealing with wanting to do drugs? Why do I want to drink alcohol? Why do I want to watch pornography
Mm-hmm.
now? Why I'm like, and I can't let it go. Like, why are these things attacking me, or I'm having these crazy dreams? It's because who you gave yourself up to and who you let inside of you. And when you let a man inside of you, whatever was inside of him now is attached to you.
Right.
Um, and also how it affects you when you get married. Not, it may not affect everybody, but because I had been like with so many women, and it was that excitement of having a new woman anytime that I
Mm-hmm.
wanted. When I got married, it was exciting in the beginning because we didn't have sex with each other until we got married, but it was
Mm-hmm.
exciting in the beginning. And there was a point for the both of us where we was just like, bro, like, what's going on with our sex? Like, what's like, why are we like we not
Right.
excited to be with each other like
Right.
that? And we came to the realization that, oh, it's because like we found a lot of excitement with being with other people, so that when we were with the same person every single day, it's like that excitement wasn't there of
Right. It
the
becomes
new
something
person,
routine.
of doing something that I knew that I was not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked having risky sex because I knew as a Christian, somebody grew up in the church, I'm not supposed to be having sex outside of marriage.
Right.
But it was fun to do it. It was fun to be disobedient, if I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
It was fun.
100%.
And it was like that I found excitement in doing what I'm not supposed to do. So now when
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to do it, when I'm supposed to be fruitful and multiply, when I'm supposed, because sex is worship, when I'm
You
supposed to
talking
have sex
good.
with my wife, at a certain point it'd be like, hey, okay, like I'm not that excited to do it when I get home.
You
I'm not
talking good.
I'm not that excited. And when we came to that realization, we was like, oh snap, it's because, like, you know, we was with other people and doing this and doing that, doing what we supposed to do. But now that we supposed to do it, we didn't find excitement in it. And I thank God we over that now. Hallelujah. We are way over that now. But
Right.
it,
And that's one thing uh that was drilled into me is that, getting married, it doesn't cure
mm,
those previous problems. It doesn't cure those addictions. If you're addicted to pornography or whatever, you know what I'm saying? When you get married, that's not the end all be all fix to that.
yeah,
So
it got worse.
yeah, of
It,
course.
it got
100%.
it got worse. I thought I was done with pornography. I thought I did like my anger problems was gone. I thought all of it was gone. I
Mm-mm.
got married and it just felt like it just got
It
worse.
amplified.
Like, wait a minute. Like, I thought I was good, and
Yeah.
I wasn't good at all. There's this man. His name's Pastor Kalon Stevens. He told me one time. He said, "It's not player to be able to go out and please multiple women.
Mm-hmm.
What's real player is to be able to please one woman over and over and over and over and over. Because you can
Mm-hmm.
go out and please one woman, you have sex with her, or you have sex with them real quick, and it's done. But to do it we don't have to be every single day. That's up to y'all. But every single day of the year, you know,
Right.
that is right there. That is real
Mm-hmm.
player. That's how, like, okay, I got it like that. You don't got
Yeah.
it like that if you can go out and have sex with multiple women. That's no, that you know it when you with the same woman for your rest of life and you commit yourself to that woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know, okay, like, yeah, it's really like that.
Yeah, 100%.
How so as an artist, how as an artist with a wife and you have multiple kids, how has this journey been for you?
To be honest, it's a balance because my kids, they're still outside of my 13-year-old, my kids, they're still young. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like 4 and 2. So at this point in my career right now where things are really like taking off and moving for me, and especially being out here in LA and California, it's like they don't understand per se why I have to leave to go to a studio at 11
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not gonna get home till like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So it's trying to find that balance and still trying to be creative and know give as much time as I do to the music to my family. And so it's times where I'm missing out. Well, okay, the kids need me right here, but I may not have been everything that my wife needed today. So I may have
Mm.
missed out on being a husband, but I
Yeah.
was great at being a dad for that time being before I was left to go to the studio.
Yeah.
Or I may be a great husband at this point right here, but I'm neglecting my kids' needs. Okay, I need to spend time with your mama. I need this time alone. Even right before I got on to do this interview, my baby girl, she was knocking at the door wanting to come in. So,
Yeah.
it's just it's just trying to find that work-life balance for real.
Yeah. Same here. My daughter was she was just screaming my name, Daddy, Daddy. I want some food. Can you turn the TV on? And
it's,
I'm like, okay, like, Daddy got to go to work. But
it's something all the time with
yeah,
them.
just trying to, like you said, finding that work and life balance right there. That's I actually just told one of my sisters that that's something like I'm learning to do with everything that that God has been doing lately. I'm learning, like, okay, taking time to spend with my wife, taking time to spend with my daughter, and then my daughter's a daddy's girl. So she want to be around me like
Yeah.
24/7. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I really got to lock in and focus and everything. But I'm like, okay, how do I do this without like making them feel neglected, like I'm not here
Right.
because I want to be here, you
Right.
know? But um, making is I had seen that you moved from Atlanta. You did a road trip all the way out here to California, but right before the
Mm-hmm.
road trip, you tore your Achilles,
Mm-hmm.
right? How did that transpire, and what's the story behind even the road trip?
So it It starts even back in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a spiritual son of Prophet Loving,
Yeah.
and I met Papa Low back in for the first time in person back in September of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was spending some time with him in the green room, and I was asking him, just some spiritual things, and we were talking, and he was like, come spend some time with me in LA. So I'm talking to my wife. I'm like, nah, we gotta move to LA.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know how we gonna do it, but we gotta move. So that was September 2022. Life happened. I we put our house up on the market for sale April the following year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it went on, you know what I'm saying, under contract, things like that, like 3 to 4 times, and
Man.
it just kept falling through. And I'm like, well, is it God's will for us to, to even move across country? Because we doing everything on faith. We about to pack up and trying to leave everything we know to go across country and be a part of this ministry and pursue the music.
Yeah.
But everything is falling through. So I remember in July we had did this fast. We did a 21 day fast in July. It may have been longer than that. And I remember vividly hearing God speak to me that, the house would sell in
Mm-hmm.
August. And I was like, that doesn't make sense because, by this time my daughter, she'll be in school. My oldest one will be in school. So why would I pull her out, right at the start of the school year, right when she's about to transition going into seventh grade.
Yeah.
So it's like it wasn't making sense to me. So I really thought I had misheard God on that.
Mm-hmm.
But August, the house went under contract again, and it sold that time.
Yeah.
But
Sheesh. God is good.
so as we packing everything up, um, I remember one night I'm heading out to go play basketball at this church,
Mm-hmm.
and my wife, she was like, you should just stay home tonight. I'm like, nah, I got to get, at least one more run in. We finna move in 2 weeks. I don't know, when the next time I'm going to be able to hoop with the guys.
Mm.
So I end up going, uh, we on the street, like we probably won like 5, 6 games in a row. It's the last game. I had taken my shoes off. I was going to let somebody else sub in for me.
Yeah.
But something had happened to where they had needed me to play.
Yeah.
So the first play of the game, of the last game, yeah, it's probably like first, second play. I'm going up, and somebody steps on the back of my left heel, and it just sounds like a balloon
Oh,
pop.
we. Ooh.
And so
Mm.
I knew immediately, like it had ruptured.
Yeah.
But I'm laying down for a minute. I'm like, God, ain't no way. As soon as I get up, though, it's like my foot was just like this. It felt like it was just hanging on.
Yeah.
And so they had to like carry me to my car. So the crazy thing, I'm driving, I'm driving back to our Airbnb at the time. And so I'm like, nah, like something is wrong. Like I gotta go to the hospital. So I get to the hospital and they're looking at it and they're like, it's kind of hard to tell right now. I get a second opinion, but I think it might just be a sprain or something like that. But my wife is a nurse,
Yeah.
so the next morning, she had me lay on my stomach and have like my heel laying off the edge of the bed. And so she did something where she like tapped my calf muscle or somewhere right there on my leg, and there was no reaction to it.
Man.
And she was like, "It's ruptured." She was like, "We got to go get a MRI." So we go to get an MRI, and I'm prayerful, I'm hopeful, like it's gonna be all right. And they tell me that my Achilles had retracted 5 centimeters,
Mm.
so they wanted to do surgery immediately.
Mm-mm.
Now at this time, I'm getting ready to move the next Friday across country, so I'm like, well, if we having surgery, we're gonna have to do it ASAP.
Yeah.
So that happened on a Monday. Went to the MRI that Tuesday. That next Monday they scheduled me for surgery. I had surgery, and then that Friday, so 4 days after my surgery, I'm driving across country in a U-Haul with the fresh off surgery.
Yeah. I know you was in pain.
Man, what? That's the worst pain I ever felt in my life.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Now we're gonna put a pause because I know that there's more to that story with driving across country because I've driven from California to Atlanta before, and that was a drive. I ain't gonna do it again, but I know there's some stories, but I just want to piggyback off what you said. I actually tore my Achilles before, and I tore ligaments in my foot before, in my right foot. So when you I understand the foot hanging. It was my freshman year in college, and I was running track in college, and I was really good, and I was planning on just doing 1 year at the junior college, and then getting a scholarship and going to the university. And I remember we had a big track meet coming up that Friday, but that Thursday, me and my older brother went to my cousin's house to go do some football training with them because they had just started high school, and so I wasn't doing nothing. And my brother asked me, run a route and show them how to properly run the route and catch the ball. And so I was like, okay. And I did it. And when he threw the ball, it was low and behind me. And I used to have a habit of if I can get the ball, I'm gonna get the ball.
Right.
And when I went, I don't know. It's like I sat completely down on my foot, just sat flat on it. And the balloon pop, that pop, that's exactly what I heard. I just heard pop, pop, pop. And I was like, I just knew. I was like, oh, I think it's over. And I was taking kinesiology classes at that time. So I knew, when you hurt your ankle, I was like, let me tie my shoe up. I tied it super tight.
That's what I got a bachelor's in.
Yeah. See? But I tied it up super tight, and my foot was just hanging. And I was just like, nah, bro. I'm finna go home and ask my mama to pray. Because she a prayer warrior. So she finna pray over my foot, and we're gonna be good. And it ain't getting no better at all. And I was already entered into the track meet to run the 4x4 with the team. I was running anchor. So I was like, dang, I gotta go. And I showed up and I told my coaches, I done messed my foot up. I don't know what I did to it, but I messed it up and I can't even move it. And they was just like, oh no, you just saying that because you scared to run. Everybody gets that. They get scared to run they freshman year. And I'm like, I'm not scared to run. I just can't my foot not working. Right. And they really thought I was scared to run. So I was like, you're not gonna tell me I'm scared of nothing. So I popped some pain medicine, wrap my foot up so that it can be stiff. It can be stiff and not just fall. So I wrapped it up like that. It was dumb to do. But I wrapped it up, man, and I went out there and they realized that I was actually serious when I was running, and one leg would it would be in proper position when I'd run, but the other leg would just it just looked funny. I'd be running and looking like I'm limping. And I did that for a whole 400. And I came back, and when I finished, it was like, oh, you're serious. Your foot is messed up. And I was like, no, it's really messed up. Went to go get it checked out, and it was purple. And they was just like, yeah, you tore your Achilles, and you tore some ligaments all in your foot. So I had to sit out my whole entire freshman year, red shirted. And then now it's healed, but it pops every now and then, it cramps up every now and then if it's stuck in one position for too long. Right. But I understand. But that was a very, very, very terrible experience for me. But driving across country all the way from Atlanta to California, did you guys have a house that you guys had already had yet when you guys came out here?
Nah. we left on faith.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we left on faith. So
with a whole family.
A whole family. So I'm in the U-Haul with my 13-year-old. My wife is in the car with my At the time, she was 3, and my son, like I said, he'll be 2 in May. And my mother-in-law, she had made the trip with us out here, just to help with the little ones. So at the time, once we got out here, we had nowhere to stay. We staying in hotels. On the way, we like, okay, well, we know we're gonna get to California. We're gonna go to church, but so we're gonna stay in a hotel close to the church. So we staying on Madeira. We get to California on a Wednesday. So, like I said, I had surgery that Monday. We left that Friday. We took our time. We got to California Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, to be like completely transparent, our credit wasn't really like that. So,
yeah.
At the time, the prospective homes and apartments that we're looking at, everybody is turning us down. Like, we're like, we might be living out of a hotel for a little bit till we can figure something out. But it was that Thursday night, we went to prophetic service at Revelation Church, and Prophet Lovey actually prophesied to me. And so by the time he prophesied to me and we got back to our hotel room that night, we had to decide between 2 houses. After, the whole trip out here, not having anywhere to stay and, being told multiple times after filling out, the renting applications and all that. So by time church was over, we had to decide between 2 houses.
Yeah.
So God, he opened the doors and he really favored us here.
Yeah. That's amazing right there. Question. In between the time of coming out here and not knowing exactly, like, having a place settled, how did you deal with that? Like, how was that on, like, you being the head of your family and you driving and you taking your family out here on one foot, you bringing them out here across country? It's depending on how fast you drive, it can be 2 to 3, 4 days trip, all the way from where they grew up at and where they were established at to all the way to California. How, like, what was that even like on your mind? And how did you stay in a position of trusting God when you didn't see nothing? How'd you do that? What was that like for you?
I get emotional thinking about that, but to be honest, by the time we got to Alabama, I was already ready to turn back to go back to Georgia. And it was just the fact of being out here and just telling my wife, like, look, things are going to happen when we get to California. It ain't making sense right now, but I just need y'all to trust me. Trust that, when we get to the land, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so God was just trying to establish me in my faith to the point that, like, okay, son, you don't really need an approval on a house right now. Like, you in Arkansas. Like,
yeah,
that's nothing. You in Texas right now. Okay, guys, I'm in New Mexico. We in Arizona. We in California.
Yeah.
So it's like day one, it was like ain't nothing still happening.
Yeah.
But like I said, once we got to church Thursday, I just knew, and it was just something that I credit my wife for really being able to trust me and trust that I heard God for real. That once we got here, things would open up for us.
Yeah.
But it was tough. Every way, every hotel that we stayed in, every mile getting closer, it was like, it was just like anxiety just building up. Like, did I make the right choice?
Yeah.
Because, right now, we ain't too far to turn back.
Yeah.
We can unload the U-Haul. We ain't too far. But I just knew that being here is where God had called us, and we had to. Like I say, I compare my story to Abraham now. Having to come out of your father's country,
Man.
for a place that God will show you, and so it was really just that story right there. The story of Abraham really kept me, reading it day in and day out, the whole way out here.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a testimony. That is
Mm-hmm.
a huge testimony right there. How many, dang, and how many times did you like contemplate, like really contemplate on like, I think I'm just gonna turn around because like back there's something for sure, but out there, like,
Seriously, for sure, when we got to Alabama,
mm-hmm,
because our first stop was supposed to be Memphis,
mm-hmm,
so we didn't even make it that far because my son, like, he hates riding in the car.
mm-hmm,
So we were only able to make it to Alabama. And even on the way to Alabama, when we were on our way to our first hotel stop, I was sideswiped by a flatbed. And so the crazy thing about it, when I pulled over at the gas station, after I had to file like a police report, I called the police, hey, I was hit by a flatbed transfer truck, whatever. When I got out of the car, the U-Haul, there was no marks on it.
whoa,
So I'm like, maybe I don't know if this is God saying, hey, turn around, or if this is okay, there's no damage done to the truck, keep
yeah,
going. So once we got to the hotel in Alabama, I called my mom, which I call her to this day. I still call her about everything. And she was like, if you need to, we can come get you right now. You know
mm-hmm,
what I'm saying? Because it was tough on them as well. And emotionally it was hurtful to people in my family because this is their first time being grandparents and them being so attached to my children. Like,
yeah,
and then of course having one on the way that I couldn't even
man,
tell anybody about at the time, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So she was like, if you need to turn around, we'll come get you. We'll drive the U-Haul or whatever you need just so you can rest. And I was like, Mama, I'll call you in the morning. I'll let you know what I'm gonna do. So, me and my wife, we really prayed. Like, we cried and we prayed that first night in Alabama. It's like, what we gonna do? Like, we can turn around. But it was like God saying, nah, you gotta keep going.
yeah,
So I seriously contemplated it probably another 2 to 3 more times. Even the last time was probably the first day here in California. After, being able to view some of the homes and apartments and still being like, waiting to hear back. It's a no. This one said no. This one said no. So it was it was about 3 times for real. I contemplated going back.
yeah. That's crazy. You know, the 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 enemy, he don't know where we going, but he can
Mm-hmm.
just see that we going. He just
Right.
don't know where we're going. So he can attempt to discourage you and to stop you. But the attempt is only successful based on if you accept it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So even you failing, or not you, but you failing, or the enemy being successful and stopping you, is only because you accept it.
Right.
So you have to accept the temptation. You have to accept the failure for you to fail
Mm-hmm.
and for you to stop. Because
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have the power to stop something that God has already approved or
Right.
deemed approved.
Mm-hmm.
He has no power to. The only one that can stop you, besides, God, is you.
That's it.
The only way Eve was able, the only way Eve was able to be tempted in the Garden of Eden and to eat the apple was because she accepted what the devil had to offer. If she didn't accept what the devil had to offer, she wouldn't have ate the fruit. But because she accepted it, that's how she fell into temptation and ate the apple. There's more to it, of course, but he won't be successful unless we give him the keys to be successful in our life, to the keys to be successful in our situation. So he can send things that can, come to discourage us. But the question is, are you going to accept the discouragement, or are you going to hold on to what God has told you to do and what is for you? And it's a good thing you held on to that through that whole entire trip, because boy, I salute you for that, because that's hard. Not too many people can make that type of trip, make that type of sacrifice, and to step out on faith on that type of level that's difficult. That's really some that's really some Abraham Moses stuff right there. Is, I'm trusting you, God. I'm gonna go to this land. I've never been to that. I'm not from that land. I ain't got nothing over there.
The funny thing about it is, who was it? It was Jacob. Right before it was time for him to meet Esau, he wrestled with an angel. And before, once he wrestled with the angel, he knocked his hip out of socket. And so not only did he receive a name change, but he had to enter, they were going back to Canaan. So they were leaving Laban and going back to Canaan. So before he entered the promised land, he had to enter the promised land limping.
Yeah.
So I just, I looked at that as well. Like,
that's good.
I had to enter this promised land
limping. That's good. That's good. Good. What are you willing to do for what God has for you? How far are you willing to go? What are you willing to sacrifice? God has he has riches and wealth and land and property for us.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
What are you willing to do to get there? What are you willing to, God, let me show you that I'm willing to do anything you want me to do to get there. I'll leave from where I'm at to where you have told me, with no keys in my hand.
None.
I'll show you. And sometimes that shocks, that can shock God. Like, oh. I mean, I knew you had it in you because I created you, but let me add a little bit extra on top.
Yeah.
When we delay moving, when God wants us to move, we delay receiving our blessing from God. And when we take too much time and we delay that, it's like God's giving you 100, but you taking so long to finally move into it. It's like it gets less and less and less and less and less and less. But when you move, when he tells you to move, like he'll sprinkle some on top.
Right.
Because to move, when he tells you to move and how he tells you to move, sometimes the level of faith that it requires, it's like God level faith right there. As I don't see it, but I'm going to do it though. Yeah. This don't make no sense. People, your family don't agree with you. Your friends don't agree with you. Common sense don't agree with you.
Listen, everything you just said, it don't make sense to nobody but you and God. And half the time, it don't make sense to you.
I remember my wife is in the chat. I remember we moved from Las Vegas to back to California, and when we moved, we was living in Las Vegas. We was living in a luxury apartment in Las Vegas. It was a nice apartment. I had a really good job. I was a regional manager for this airplane detailing company. I was flying on private jets, traveling all the time, company vehicle, gas card, all that. And we left from Las Vegas to California, and I didn't have no job. We didn't have no place to stay. my older cousin, she had opened up her door to us to come and stay there.
Mm-hmm.
And we were literally sleeping on the floor. Me, my wife, and my daughter Hannah. We were all sleeping on the floor for a month. Just we didn't have no money in the account, no food stamps. We didn't have nothing. I had to ask people, can you give me $7 so I can get some milk for my daughter? Can you give me I need a couple dollars so I could, get some food. We was eating noodles all I like noodles. I still eat noodles to this day. Even when I'm wealthy, I'm gonna eat noodles. Don't play with it. Some beef noodles.
Hey, that's the one.
Yeah.
Chicken. Give me the red pack.
Yeah.
Baruchi.
Come on now. But we was in that position for a month, giving our daughter a bath in a sink and everything, having to borrow people's lotion and body wash to be able to live. And it did not make no sense. Nobody agreed with me and my wife. Nobody agreed with us. Like, that don't make no sense. Like, get a job. But no job would be calling me back. No job. I applied to McDonald's. I applied in warehouse. I applied management, and I had management experience.
Right.
But I got nothing. Nothing. Not a thing. Nobody was calling me back. Nobody. Even just be like, we hiring anybody. They was hiring anybody but me.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? What is like? Did we make the wrong move coming out here? Maybe we should go back. But I know that God wants us out here. But I don't know. Maybe, like you said, maybe I heard wrong.
Right.
Maybe this ain't what God wants me to do. Maybe I'm tripping. Like, we getting looked at funny for this. I feel funny for this. This don't I know it's right, but it don't feel right. That was a tough time for us. That was a tough time. But when we sleeping on the floor, we went from sleeping on the floor, somebody else's floor, to one of my aunts calling and saying, I think it was on like Father's Day. It was like right before Father's Day. She called and was like, y'all come spend the weekend at my house. And I was like, okay. Like, we spent the weekend, and I didn't want to go back. I went from sleep, we had a bed there. It was a big old house, nice area. And she was like, I enjoy y'all being here so much. I love your daughter so much. I love her so much. Y'all just go ahead and stay here. Just stay here. Don't worry about paying no bills. Just stay here. And not too many people understood what God was doing in our lives. But for some reason, she understood what God was doing in our lives. She didn't say, go get a job, go do this. She said, no, go serve. Go be with Prophet Jr. Go serve. Here, take my Mercedes Benz and go drive from an hour out to go and serve and come back at 3 a.m. Here, take my car to go do it. Go do this. It's okay. Y'all need food? We're going to go grocery shopping for y'all. Say, huh? This was literally, this happened a few days after meeting Prophet Jr. And because Prophet Jr., that's my spiritual father, wonderful man, unlocked and opened a lot of doors for us. He gave us instructions to do something. We obeyed, and things just started to boom, 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 boom happen. We went from there, and we moved to out there to Woodland Hills and everything. And our whole life has changed since then. Now we out here in San Diego, and God opened up doors for us to come out here that didn't make no sense. But because we were obedient, and when we sowed our seed, we did it in obedience and with a pure heart. And God blessed our seed and opened up doors for us that we shouldn't have opened up for us because our credit was not there.
Hello.
But I understand that, leaving a place on faith, and you just this don't make no sense to me. This don't make no sense to me. But now when I look at where me and my wife is at, even our relationship with each other, I would not go back to Las Vegas, to the luxury apartment and the really good job. I wouldn't go back to that because where we're at now, I can't I wouldn't sacrifice that or give that up for nothing. God been too good to you, boy. Way too good, man. Question: if you can give some advice to artists that are up and coming, whether they're married or they're not married, what is something that you would say to them?
listen to your wife.
Mm,
if you if you have a wife, listen to your wife. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Um, other than that, find you a prophet,
mm-hmm.
and not for the reason of just looking for prophecy or anything like that, but a prophet can give you direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A prophet will save you time. A
Mm,
prophet will be able to open doors for you that the industry, so to speak, can't open for you.
come on.
You know what I'm saying? So if it's really something that you want to do, you know what I'm saying? Find you a prophet. If you're married, listen to your wife. And outside of that, my only other advice would be just be transparent. Tell your story.
Yeah.
You know, because what you have to say, your story is important. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I can't be out here trying to have somebody else's testimony. Mine is unique and individual to me. And you know,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Be transparent.
Yeah. I I think that is why I actually enjoyed listening to your songs and Prophet Dre's songs because you guys are great storytellers. You guys
That's my dog.
like y'all are great storytellers. And my personal opinion, don't got to be everybody else's. My personal opinion is that even in secular music, a big thing in secular music
Mm-hmm.
is that a lot of people have veered away from the storytelling in music.
100%.
And like you said, being authentically you, tell your story. Don't try to tell a story that's not your life.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear it in music.
Right.
Like you rap, but that's not your life. Eventually it get exposed that that's not who they actually are or who they were.
Mm-hmm.
But when you when when you listen to your music or you listen to Prophet Dre's music, you can hear the authenticity. I can't say the word, but you know what I mean. But
Authenticity.
there you go. That word right there. My wife don't work on that with me. But but you can hear it
Uh-huh.
in your music and it makes you want to listen because it paints a picture
Mm-hmm.
for the listener to see like, oh man, like you seeing what they talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So when you saying like keep like, be you, nah, for real. Be you. Because that's what people want to listen to. They want to hear the real you. They don't want to hear no fake, no fake stuff from anybody else. They want to hear the real you, and that's what I hear when I listen to you, or I listen to Prophet Dre, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of other rappers that I've had the opportunity of speaking with. You
Yeah.
like I hear the realness. I don't hear it's no fake. They're not telling a fake story. They're not telling somebody else's story. They keeping it real, and it sounds amazing. It sounds really good. I enjoy it.
I
Like
appreciate it.
I was like I gotta run this back. It's actually surprising because I actually don't remember lyrics too well when I listen to songs. It's just not me.
Yeah.
But I remembered your lyrics, which was helped me ask you questions because I was like, the story was so good that like I felt like I was watching a
Yeah.
movie.
You know, it was a real life play by play of what happened.
Yeah,
And so I don't say I try, I guess whenever I'm writing, I want to make sure that people feel me.
yeah,
So if I can paint a picture, you know what I'm saying, and I can give you that real pain, you're gonna be able to feel it.
yeah. It's
So that's my goal is to make them feel me every time.
you painted it. You painted a very well picture. I enjoyed that a lot.
Hmm.
Also, I seen that Prophet Lovey had prophesied to you about you being uh bigger, no disrespect, bigger than Lecrae
Uh-huh.
in the music industry. How has that affected you, or like, did it affect you, good or bad, or what did that do to you when that was prophesied to you?
So when Prophet Lovey gave me that prophecy, for me, it just confirmed that we made the right decision by being out here.
Mm-hmm.
That if we had have waited or if we didn't even move, if we had turned around,
Yeah,
you know, that was our appointed time for
Yeah.
me to receive that word. Now, on the other hand, the viral sense of it, it's a lot of people that you get that in the comments that don't believe it. You get the false prophet, warlock.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's been some people in CHH that, are established and have names for themselves that, they in the comments like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? But,
Yeah.
it don't bother me. It don't sway me one way to the right or left. I just look at it as, as the instructions of the prophecy, keep my eyes on Jesus.
Yeah.
And, the rest I look at the rest on God.
Yeah.
It's really all on God. I just got to do my part in keeping my eyes on Jesus. It's not
Yeah.
no disrespect to Lecrae or no hate towards Lecrae because he's a big inspiration to me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I got a 116 tattoo. That was
Man.
actually the first tattoo I ever got.
116.
So it's not a Lecrae thing. A hate towards Lecrae. It's more so just if he did that right there, or if LeBron did this, and you look up to LeBron, why wouldn't you want to do 10 times more than what he did?
Yeah.
And if that's the word from God, you believe a prophet, you receive a prophet's reward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I mean, like I said, the rest is up to God.
Yeah. Most definitely.
But
That's dope.
I stand on it 100%.
Yeah. That was actually that answer was actually amazing. That was a really good answer right there. That was deep. I hope that encourages people who hear that
Mm-hmm.
because I know a lot of people have probably not a lot, but people have probably heard like, you're gonna be bigger than this athlete or artist or producer and whatnot.
Right.
And maybe they did not know how to handle that. Of
Right.
like, but I like them. I look up to them. Like, how am I supposed to handle like I'm gonna be better than them or bigger than them?
Right. Like you got to think, Lecrae is the face
Yeah.
of CHH.
Yeah.
Like Lecrae is our Jordan.
Yeah. Facts.
So to say that I'm gonna be 10 times more than that if I keep my eyes on Jesus, like it's an honor. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But I don't shy away from it, but it's not something that I'm just like, let me show you this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My goal is to point y'all to
Yeah.
Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So if you see it, if you like it, I love it. If
Yeah.
you hate it, let God have the last say.
Yeah.
Like I said, I stand behind it.
Yeah. Facts. One thing that I've always had as a mindset, especially while being an athlete, was if I can give you something to be better than me, then I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Because if people that watch me train and work out, or even the people that watch me do my podcast, I got a little brother, Joshy. He's gonna be having a podcast in the next year or two.
Mm-hmm.
When he starts, because he came to me about advice and everything. When he starts and he does not start off further than I started off, and he's been coming to me about advice, and he's been watching me.
Mm-hmm.
To me personally, I failed at something because
Yeah.
there's no way that I'm where I'm at or I'm going where I'm going, and I have the ability to give people advice and the blueprint to something,
Mm-hmm.
and they not start off better than I started off.
Right.
A lot of people like to hold on to information because they don't want people to be better than them without realizing that we are a body.
Mm-hmm.
So if you succeed, I succeed.
Right.
If I succeed, then you succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So I need you to survive. I need you to be better than me. I need you to be greater than me. Because the further that you go out means the further and the more people that the word of God has reached.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was just meant to reach 100 million ears, but he's meant to reach 10 times more than that.
Yeah.
But I'm here to create room and to create the path for those that are to come behind me. So me as a person, if I hear somebody say, you know, oh, he's going to be better than you. Okay, for sure. Let me figure out where all the mistakes are. Let me learn what I need to learn so that when it's his time, he don't make the same mistakes as me. Let me tell you how I messed up. Let me tell you, this is where I went wrong. Don't do this. Do this. Don't spend all this money on this equipment. Buy this equipment. Focus on great content instead of expensive equipment.
100%.
You feel me?
100%.
So if people don't like that, then it's because they are not understanding that we are all a body.
Right.
We are all a body. That the arm is higher than the leg. It does not mean that the arm is more important than the leg. The arm is just higher than the leg because of the position that it has to be in.
Come on.
And that is okay. As long as we are all functioning, as long as we get to where we need to go, as long as the word is spread, we good. Don't hate on nobody. If you see your brother or your sister fail, pull them to the side and speak to them. The word tells us that.
Right.
Pull them to the side and speak to them. Don't go blasting them on social media. Don't go speaking down upon them. Don't go spreading rumors. Don't do none of that. Go and speak to them directly. How do you how can we look at our brothers and sisters and want them to fail? That's not Christ-like at all. We should want each other to succeed. We should want each other to do great in life, 100%. Not fail, not hate on each other, not leave negative comments. Nah, don't do that. Say something that's uplifting. What my mama used to say, if you ain't got nothing to say, don't say nothing at all. Keep your mouth closed. Everything you put out is going to come right back to you. You reap what you sow, and you sow what you reap. What comes in has to go out, and what goes out comes back in. But I just want to share that real quick. That was the Holy Spirit, because I don't even know where that came from.
Hey,
but
I let him move.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got any words that you want to share with anybody, or anything that's coming up next for you? An album, a song that you're getting ready to release, tours, events coming up?
Yeah. So coming up for me, I got an EP that I'm about to drop. I don't really have a date on it, but I'll give y'all the title. The title of my EP will be called Exodus.
Exodus.
Yeah, Exodus. And, you know, it's basically mapping out my story of leaving, you know, like Abraham, but also leaving out of bondage. You know what I'm saying? So Exodus, that EP is on the way. More content coming. You'll probably get a lot more freestyles.
Let's go.
Just studio content before the album actually drops. And then after that, after this leg is fully healed and repaired, you know, more shows, tours, all of that.
Most definitely. You be freestyling?
A little bit here and there.
Okay, I'll go ahead and freestyle right now for us. Can you give us a little taste of what's going to be on Exodus? Or if you're holding that back, I respect it. But we like some exclusive stuff on this show.
Let me give y'all something exclusive off Exodus.
Let's go.
I say, was Deborah counting change? Guess ain't full of pain. Scraping on the cushions of the couch, ain't had no shame. Open up the fridge, it ain't nothing in. God gonna work a miracle, go back and look again.
Yeah.
Go back and look again.
Yeah.
Stomach to my ribs. No, you really damn bad when you trying to kick your bliss.
Yeah.
Looking at the fridge, something gotta give. Daddy, we want Chick-fil-A, ain't nothing in the fridge.
Let's go. Hey, that's tough. He's just scraping the couch and the change.
Yeah.
Because you find change, loose change in the couch and the fridge when ain't nothing in the fridge. You said something got to give. Well, I'd have been in those times when you hungry. You check the fridge 10 times hoping something changed. It ain't nothing changed.
Looking at my kid, something got to give.
Yeah.
Daddy, we want Chick-fil-A, ain't nothing in the fridge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have that Elijah faith. Hey, go back and look again.
Yeah.
I see a small cloud. Size of my hand. Go back and look again.
The pain that it can bring when your kids wants something
Mm-hmm.
and you can't give it to him. Oh yeah, Exodus need to drop. It's you got to have a live release party or something, because that's tough right there.
Sooner than soon.
Hey, y'all heard it first on Holy Vibes. Y'all got a little taste of what Exodus is finna bring.
Mm-hmm.
What he finna drop. Y'all get ready. This EP finna go crazy. I like that. I
Yes,
like
sir.
that a lot.
Yes, sir.
Man, I appreciate you. Thank you for hopping on with me and
for having
giving
me.
me the time and date. It's an honor. I can't wait to do a live in person interview with you.
On the way.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe we can get you to do a live performance as well. I'd love to set that up. That'd be dope, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be the first time on Holy Vibes. We can get that popping.
Hey, let's make it happen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Once again, it's your boy Zaytu Rail, and we live with Holy Vibe. And we enjoyed our special guest today. Make sure y'all give him a follow. Y'all tap in with him, tap in with his music. Y'all see and stay up to date with everything that he's releasing, and just show some love and support. Also, pay attention to Holy Vibes Instagram club. Shout out loud out here in San Diego, California. We have a big competition coming up March 30th, and we have 3 amazing judges that are pulling up to judge and give advice and give opportunity to have your song played on the radio if you are the winner. Also, one of the judges is a Christian nightclub owner as well out in LA, and he is very well connected with Reach Record, Tadashi, Miles Minnick, Wande, DKE, a lot of Christian artists. He's very much so connected. So bring your A game when you pull up and pop out, because even if you don't win, an opportunity can be right there for you. So we enjoy y'all, and we out.
Man.